What's up guys? So in my last Smash related video where I made predictions on the 10 characters I think have the biggest chance of making it into Smash, I had a few people comment about the Mortal Kombat franchise. And with the Mortal Kombat movie just coming out, and this being a franchise that I have loved for quite a few years, I figured I might as well talk about it. So in this video I'm going to talk about the only way that I think the Mortal Kombat franchise would end up joining the extremely diverse roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, as a majority of you have probably heard by now, there are a bunch of rumors going around about a supposed 7th character for the second Smash Pass. And though I don't really see it happening, if you want my honest opinion, the only way I see Mortal Kombat joining Smash is if this 7th character rumor is true. Because, well, if I were to ask you who is the first person you think of when I say Mortal Kombat, chances are you think of one out of two people. The first one being Scorpion and the other being Sub-Zero. And sure, you could also argue about Liu Kang or Johnny Cage, and yes, I would also love for either of them to be thrown into Smash as well, but honestly I think that Johnny Cage has the least chance out of all four of them to join, unfortunately. Because though he is my favorite character in the Mortal Kombat franchise, most of his appeal is that he is the comic relief character. And if they were to make the most out of the few taunts that we have and give him extremely outrageous victory poses, I would be all for him joining. I mean, just imagining him playing with his little action figure after winning a match is already amusing enough in my opinion. I also think that translating the moveset of everyone's favorite Hollywood star would be fairly easy. I would love to see his shadow kick as either his forward smash or his side special, flippy kick being his up smash, and to make it very obvious that he is a gimmick character, I think Sakurai should make one of his taunts the mime parry, which would be absolutely hilarious, because he is a ridiculous character, so it would be very reminiscent of Luigi's taunt gimmick while on ledge. And baiting somebody into attacking you while taunting just for them to turn around and get punished would make it very obvious that he is a gimmick character. And another way for Johnny Cage to secure his spot as the most gimmicky character, I think it would be pretty fun if Sakurai also made his recovery simply just him switching places with a stunt double, or him getting thrown towards the stage by a stunt double. Similar to how the Ice Climber's recovery is, but imagine Popo or Nana just falling off the stage. Beyond all of that, I honestly think that having an extremely gimmicky character that isn't exactly as OP as Hero is would be a really fun character to play. And if they decide to use some of the elements from his fatalities for his final smash, I would personally really love if the final smash for him was reminiscent of the "Who Hired This Guy" fatality, because it is my favorite fatality that he has ever gotten throughout the years. And though I love Johnny Cage, I know his popularity does not compare to that of Liu Kang, who on the other hand probably has the best chance out of anybody else on the Mortal Kombat roster if Scorpion and Sub-Zero don't make it. Since, in Ed Boon's words, he is the embodiment of every protagonist in pop culture, from Bruce Lee to Luke Skywalker. And it goes without saying that he would translate very well into Smash. His signature flying kicks would be a perfect neutral attack, since in Mortal Kombat it can be amplified multiple times to be ridiculously long. He could also use his fireballs as projectiles, and Sakurai could even give him the ability to cycle through his normal moveset, his nunchuck stance, and his Dragon's Gifts moveset with down special. And of course, his famous Fire Dragon could be used as his finishing blow for the final Smash. And though I love the thought of both of these characters being in Smash, I honestly just do not think that anyone who has a passing knowledge of this franchise would have any idea who the both of them are, because they just aren't as recognizable as Hanzo and the Lin Kuei brothers. And given that Scorpion and Sub-Zero are undeniably the most iconic characters from this franchise, you can't just have one of them in Smash without the other also joining, because that would be like having Luigi in Smash without Mario. And on top of that, both of them fight extremely different from one another, so it would be very unsatisfying and unconvincing if the both of them were just skins of one another, similar to Olimar and Alf. I honestly think Sub-Zero would be an insane character to play with and against, since in MK11 he is known for his projectiles, traps, mix-ups, and being able to have some serious combos. So if he was able to set down a freeze trap similar to Isabelle's down B, as well as his neutral special being a thrown projectile that you could charge to reflect his different variants in MK11, I honestly think that he has potential to be the most unique character yet. And personally, I think his his throws would be pretty funny. I would just love to watch him throw Mario into walls of ice in any given direction. Scorpion, on the other hand, would be a very different beast. He is an extremely overwhelming character that is very high risk and high reward, with being able to zone with his spear and close distances unlike anyone else by teleporting or screaming his favorite phrase. Honestly, I don't really know how Sakurai could translate him into Smash, but as long as he is able to take off his mask and breathe fire, and we get his signature voice line, that's honestly all that really matters to me. And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to say they could just be a form change character, but unlike with Pyra and Mithra and the Pokemon trainer, there is literally no canonical or convincing explanation for Scorpion and Sub-Zero to just be mashed into one character slot with down B being used as the transition between the both of them. And maybe I'm alone with thinking that it would be unsatisfying if Sakurai did this, and if I am, then so be it. But with the 7th character slot rumors, there are also equal speculation that it will just end up being an Echo Fighter. And with that said, I think making Scorpion the 6th character slot and Sub-Zero that secret 7th character as an Echo Fighter of sorts, worst case scenario, wouldn't be that bad. All that crazy or that difficult. Some of the jabs and swordplay could be identical with some minor differences in the after effects, with Scorpion having fire effects similar to Roy's side B and Sub-Zero having an ice after effect similar to Ice Climber's down special. I don't honestly think it would be all that difficult or even crazy, given that with Roy and Marth, their side Bs are pretty much exactly the same, but have different after effects. And speaking of, with Roy and Chrom being slightly derivative of Marth's playstyle, I don't see why you couldn't do the same with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Especially since Sakurai giving us an extra character and not putting any effort into it just doesn't sound like something he would do. But genuinely, I'm not even entirely sure if Mortal Kombat joining Smash is even remotely possible, because though Mortal Kombat is on the Switch, I just don't think the character would be done justice. And it's not because I doubt Sakurai at all, because if you've played Mortal Kombat, you would know that a huge part of those games are gore-filled fights, brutalities, and fatalities. And for Sakurai to make any character from this franchise fit, he would have to cut all of those parts from whichever character he decides to choose. So just based off of that omission alone, I'm pretty sure Sakurai wouldn't even take the chance, since he tries his best to stay true to every character's roots with every introduction into the roster. And given that he gave Mithra tights to make her a little less saucy, I highly doubt he'd be willing to let Sub-Zero yank out anyone's spine from their impaled body, and he definitely wouldn't let Scorpion cut Mario in half with his signature kunai rope dart thing. I mean, he'd probably let it happen to the entire Kid Icarus roster, but definitely not anybody else. And I mean, sure, the fatalities could be toned down to be in the same vein as Joker's final Smash, but I personally feel like there are just too many concepts from the Mortal Kombat games that Sakurai would have to cut to make it an acceptable inclusion. Not to mention, I'm not really sure if Nintendo would want to promote a game as graphically intense as Mortal Kombat, but hey, I could be wrong, because Bayonetta is in the game and her series isn't exactly kid-friendly either. But with all of that being said, let me know your honest opinions in the comments down below. Do you think that Mortal Kombat has a chance of joining Smash? And if you disagree with me, then let me know why. And if someone from this franchise does join, would you be fine with them being a toned-down version of themselves? I would love to talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.